Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for watching the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a few of the markets. Let's get stuck into I've got silver up currently at the moment, and then I'm going to be taking a look at platinum and gold as well as Bitcoin, and then we'll touch on a bit of news as well. Let's take a quick look. Right, here's the silver chart, as we can clearly see how it's trending at the moment. First indeed, Chris, how are you keeping? Good to see you. Make sure you guys are on live chat, just by the way. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. You'll see that red bar directly ahead of you on the right-hand side of your screen. Make sure you select that and click notification bells as well. Please note I'm doing a giveaway at the moment. I'll include the link in the top right-hand corner. You'll see the latest video there. So just make sure if you haven't seen that yet, head around there and go and take a look. Right, I ended the last live stream just before Christmas there. And I was pretty much going to wait until about March to start the live stream, but I thought today, let's take a look at some fundamentals here. We can clearly see that we're definitely coming out of a bear trend that we've experienced pretty much since about September. And we can pretty much see from these moving average lines where we've been trading in. And as you can clearly see, we've been up and down, we've been above it, back down again. We haven't really been significantly ahead of the averages. You'll notice that I've got these color bands here. So we've got a dark red, a light red, orange, and yellow. On this side of the screen here, you'll see it says EMA, exponential moving average close, 20, 50, 100, 200. What those indicate is that gives you the average price for the last 20 days, the last 50 days, the last 100 days, and the last 200 days. So if you're unfamiliar with these lines, that's exactly what that means. It also gives you a rough idea how the metal has been doing over the last averages. So hence why I have these up here. So we're going to take a look. Currently, whenever we are above the yellow one, which is the last 20 days moving average, we tend to follow a bull trend in this particular one. So we've got Starbuck JeffNcoins. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it certainly has been a long time. I'm very well, and yourself? Glad you can make it. I was half tempted early, and I thought, why not? Let's do a live stream tonight. And glad you can make it. Hopefully, you'll stick around for a bit. Chris Garner says gold is the better metal. Certainly, from a price gain perspective. Let's take a look anyway. So, just after Christmas, there we had this nice uptrend, or just before, I think it was Christmas Eve, we had this nice strong uptrend all the way up here, right into the beginning of January, and we hit a high there of 1886 before we collapsed down, and then we've been in a slight downtrend ever since. I'm going to choose the candle bodies here to give yourselves a better idea. So we've attempted to break out, denied, rejection, back down again, and whenever you see these big jumps up, it always tends to be followed with quite a strong rejection to the downside. So if we have a move up there, straight back down, a couple of days to recover, some consolidation, sell off, breaks through a support area. Whenever we talk support, we're always looking at areas where the candle bodies always tend to sort of bounce off that, and hence why we use the term support is that those buyers coming into the market at those levels that are waiting to buy. So whenever we have a red candle come down, the next one tends to be green, because that tends to be a lot of buying into a buying zone. Now, the buying zone tends to reflect the area of that the other areas have essentially been sitting in. So if we look here, we see some consolidation in this area here, and you've also got old resistance then becomes new support once it's broken at that level. Looks like a few people here. RPM Limited, how you doing? It says Conroll Craig. Good to see you. David Carlisle, how you doing there? John Avoof, how are you doing? Good to see you as well. Let's have a look. Who else do we have here? Dutch Silver Pirate. Hello, everyone. John Avoof says hi. Dutch Silver Pirate. I hope you guys are all keeping well. It's good to see you. Good to see you guys. I'm going to try and keep this live stream to 30 minutes. This is going to be my new time, so I won't be spending too much time overall. but it just gives us enough time to discuss the metals. Based on today's decline, where are we going to see the movement to next? Right, what we have is this. We've got this nice ascending support zone. Now, when we, again, what I was saying about support, wherever the main body candles sat on, it always tends to bounce up, like we can see in this area here. I'll move that down so you guys can see it there. So we have this sell-off. Next day, consolidate, and then we had a return buying, and we broke through previous resistance levels. Whenever we talk about resistance, whenever a candle breaks through one of these lines, it's then considered resistance on the way back up. So that's exactly what's happened here. It was strong buying there on the 30th of January, pushed us right through to a high there of over $18 an ounce, and we were able to hold it the next day. But today, unfortunately, we haven't, and we're currently down. 3rd of February. We're currently down. I think that's a good sign, though. So nobody panic as yet. John Avoof says, I'm eating breakfast, but I'm listening. Thanks for sharing the info, bud. Absolute pleasure, John. Dutch Silver Pirate says, the market is good for buying. Absolutely. And we're going to be taking a closer look at that. So currently, what I'm tend to thinking at the moment, there's a lot of news in regards to what's happening in China at the moment. And what does precious metals like to work off? They like to work off geopolitical situations that could affect the stock markets. So in this particular thing, as we've seen the strong rejection down, I reckon there's going to be some good buying opportunities coming up. And we've got this very nice level of support, ascending support zone. We've also got a lower high resistance level closing. So we've got there's some great potential in this area, guys, to see us break out of this position and head up to the I wouldn't say stratosphere, but definitely to the upper levels all the way through here. Currently, this is our resistance zone at the moment. That's pretty much where we are. We're stuck at an 1813 resistance level. Now we're currently priced. Silver's currently at 1767. It's down 32 cents. I reckon there's going to be a fair amount of buying coming up, guys. So be prepared. Coin Collector, how you doing? Says, wow, long time no see. Absolutely, it's good to see you, man. Starbuck JeffNcoins. Good to see a couple of moderators in. Sucker for Silver, hey man, how you doing? Sucker for Silver, he says, hey, long time. Hope all is well with you. I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. So we've got 9 people in here at the minute. So I'm certainly expecting a rally through this resistance level, this 1780. I definitely see us breaking through that. We'll definitely see a retest in the zone. We might see some consolidation between the 50 moving average and the 20 moving average. So definitely watch out for that. We might see a bit of consolidation before we have a power move to the upside. However, it's certainly looking good. The support line is holding nicely, and we've got support at the 50 moving average here, which is the EMA 50, which is currently at 1762, and that's where we bounced off that. We're slightly above that. Ideally, if we can get a close in by the end of the day between the orange and the yellow, which is these 2 lines here, it'll put us in for a good position for the next couple of days ahead. Again, this is only Monday. We've got until Friday to see how the pricing stacks up. We've got, speaking of stacks and stuff is in the house. Hey, Stacks and Stuff. If you guys haven't seen Stacks and Stuff, he does quite a bit of networking. So, and it's pretty good fun. I do try and get on. He's normally on quite late for me, but I do tend to drop in there and say hi. Definitely be sure to check him out, particularly if you're growing your channel as well. Definitely worth a look. Stacks and Stuff, good to see you. So that's my indication there for the precious metal in the long term. We're definitely going to be breaking that 18. However, it's definitely, I'd say it's within a week or so, we should get some sort of indication what the precious metal is going to be doing. However, there's some good consolidation in this period, in this area here, which is looking good. So we're definitely primed for a move to break out. When we talk breakout, that means breakout from this current position that we're in. So we're currently trading between 1810 and 1760. So definitely a breakout from that position would then put us into 1830, somewhere around there. That's what we refer to as a breakout. Right. Let's have a look at gold, everybody. Gold's currently priced at $1,577 an ounce. You can see what gold just looks superb to me. We've got a very nice ascending support line in place. There's our 20 moving average. That's this yellow line here, currently at 15.58. That's awesome support. Really, gold looks very well supported in this area at the moment. I'm going to draw our trending support line. So what we do is we take it from the previous low and we work it through. And again, we're looking for the candle bodies only, not the wicks. The wicks, just in case you're wondering what these thin lines are, it means that the price went up to that point and then it started to sell off from that position. So hence why this big one here that was made on the 8th of January pushed up right high to about over 1,600. I think it was $612 an ounce before it went down, and that is effectively where gold was at that day before it pulled back. So whenever you see these wicks, that's exactly what it means. It means it went higher and there was a sell-off. The support line holding quite well. We haven't been under the 20-day moving average since back here. 10th of December was the last time we were under that, and for me that's an exceptionally good sign. It's very strong. I can see us basically staying in this zone. We're definitely tapping away at the support areas, which is great. That just means nice consolidation moves before hopefully we can really start tackling the big stuff and start moving up to higher highs. Luck of the Irish is here. Hey man, how you doing? Luck of the Irish. Luck of the Irish has we're going to be doing a donation giveaway soon. Luck of the Irish made a donation to the channel, and he is the 10th entry, which means that we will be doing a giveaway to the donators. If you want to see the Donators Hall of Fame, you're welcome to check the description. If anyone's interested in becoming a donator to the channel, details in the description too. So Luck of the Irish, thank you very much for that. We will be doing a giveaway soon, and additional donations also put you in for an additional entry into any giveaways. Blended Whiskey, man, how you doing? It's good to see you. Dutch Silver Pirate says, I hope the ratio silver gold will go closer together in the future. Yeah, I think everyone's hoping for that. Dutch Silver Pirate. John of Oof says, me too, Dutch. I think that's pretty much everybody here. Blended Whiskey, Silver Lime 79. I just had lunch with Silver Stanger. Man, that sounds great. Man, that's fantastic. Aussie Alchemist, man, good day to you. Silver Lime 79. Morning, everybody. It's good to see you again there, Aussie. I hope all is well in Australia. David Carlisle says, hi, everyone. I didn't say hi to trying to multitask. Good job. I'm sure you're probably on loads of channels there, David. Dropping in there, dropping in here. It's good to see you, though. Thank you for that. Let's see, we're up to 13 viewing, which is great. It's good to see you all. Anyway, let's have a look. So we've got a nice uptrend here. The support line is in place. Gold's looking really good, guys. It's difficult to create a channel for it. I'm just looking at support at the moment. Where do I see it going to? Well, I see it basically consolidating this area here before we really start getting back above that $1,600 level. If we zoom out, as we can see there, we're pretty much into new high territory for pretty much over the last year. You can see that was the previous high there at 1554. We're at 1577, holding well. Support line is in place. Gold looking good, guys. $1,577 an ounce. Again, we've had a bit of a sell-off, just like silver today. I just think it's pretty normal. People are going to be buying in. I just got a good feeling about it. The chart's certainly saying that there's a very strong buying potential there for gold. Is anyone buying any gold at the moment? Let me know, please. Donald in New Mexico, man, good to see you. How you doing there, Donald? Fantastic, glad you made it. What is Donald up to these days? Right, we're going to take a look at platinum, and then actually, let's go straight to some news. Actually, let's have a look. Some news. Right, this was about 6 hours ago, so this is the sort of latest news that I could possibly get. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it says copper surges. Sorry, gold surges, copper collapses. What comes next for precious metals? Let's have a look. Precious metals serve an important indicator of the global financial health. At the time of writing, copper is plummeting. So anyone who thought copper was a good investment probably ought to rethink that, I think. Aussie Alchemist says there, Corona beer virus update. Yeah, I think there's going to be a move on regards to precious metals moving up higher based on that news. So watch this space. Donald DeMexa says, doing good, Limey. Oh, there we go. American Stacker says he's buying pre-33 coins. Love it. And I've got something, I've got a bit of a surprise for you guys. I managed to get a roll of pennies, an old roll. I think there's an Indian head tail on it. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, and we're going to open that roll at some point. But it's going to be good fun, I think. Yep, nice coin roll. Yeah, I'll show you guys sometime. I'll do. I'm definitely cool. Looking forward to opening that. Hopefully, there's some good stuff in it. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, gold has begun to skyrocket. So what will the 2020 hold for these important metals? Gold stands at 1580 an ounce at time of writing, while copper sat at 6,231 a ton, which is a recovery from as low as 5,500 a ton. Citywise head of cross-border investment research believes that the coronavirus outbreak has an important impact on the price of commodities. China is a key buyer of copper, while fears over outbreak of the outbreak pushed investors to safe havens, namely gold. China reopens its markets after a Lunar New Year celebrations. However, there may be an imminent sell-off in Chinese stocks as investor sentiment is weakened and are in capital preservation mode in order to help stabilize the market. People's Bank of China is pumping more than $170 billion into the economy to make sure that there is enough liquidity as markets, however, investors remain defensive. Dr. Long highlighted how the S&P 500 has given up all of its 2020 gains as negative sentiment has risen, while gold has flourished as a result. The metal has rallied strongly as investors have sought out safe haven assets. However, as the virus spread slows down, we could see a correction in the price and see prices stabilize. So will gold go rampantly higher, or can copper recover as China's eventual returns to normal? Citywire Selector asked 3 specialist precious metals investors 2 key questions to what the short and long-term story may entail. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Let's have a look. Coin Collector says Bitcoin. Aussie Open says Silver Limey 79. If copper's down, industrial, why is palladium still climbing if the recession is coming from the virus? Well, look, palladium there is in major short supply. There's major demand for palladium, so that's the reason why palladium prices are sky high at the moment, and we're looking at record prices for palladiums because palladium's constantly in demand. Don't forget copper. There's an inexhaustible supply of copper in comparison to palladium. Palladium's one of the rarest metals on the market. Copper just doesn't feature in the rarest metals section. Aussie Agnes says China repo. I have 2 kilograms of copper for my future jewelry factory. There you go. That's RPM. That's pretty cool. And I always thought about buying one of those. You get those big bars of copper that are, well, obviously it's pretty low price wise, but like you get like a 5 pound bar of copper, like just to have it. I suppose it's pretty handy for a door stopper. I suppose if you have to. Right, it says, what do you believe will happen next to both or either commodity? Stephen Land, portfolio manager, research analyst at Franklin Equity Group, said there's an obvious correlation between the copper downturn and China's fortunes. The medium-term outlook will heavily depend in how China's government responds to the negative economic impact. In 2003, during the SARS outbreak, the Chinese government increased investment in infrastructure to offset some negative impact of weaker consumer demand. If they follow through with similar measures, this would be positive for the metal demand and should help copper prices to recover sooner. Longer term, we will remain very positive on the outlook for copper prices, given limited investments in new copper supplies, aging mines, and the need for significant copper intensive infrastructure to support renewable energy production and vehicle electrification. When asked about gold, Lang said China is a major consumer of gold, and the coronavirus outbreak will probably have a negative impact on sales this year, which on its own could be a negative for gold demand and prices. I don't know. You know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm thinking it's probably fairly bullish in my mind. He's saying it probably won't be based on Chinese demand, but there's also significant buying opportunities out there for precious metals during this particular time, particularly when the stock markets are down. Money has to move somewhere. And don't forget about this. When the stock markets are down, they've moved money from the stock market and put it into something else. They never withdraw money out of the stock market. It literally comes out of the stock market and either goes into an alternative investment class. Don de Mexico says, I got a £10 bar and my postman hated me. Nice one. American Stacker says, it would be nice if I could get into an ounce of gold with 10% eBay bucks. It's been a while since they offered 10% eBay bucks. That sounds great. Matteo D says, I am buying Bitcoin linked gold, silver, and platinum. Linked, I presume he means linked to gold, silver, platinum. They know we know. The Illuminati symbols all over. Super Bowl, Matteo D, the ladies on stage, gold, silver dresses started off red for the sacrifice. Remember, they show us. I'm from Queens, New York City. I've been stacking since 2015. All of the above. Okay, thanks, Matteo D. Just try and spread out your comments if you don't mind. Matteo D, I don't watch TV anymore. Illuminati needs to join YouTube. That's a nice one there. Let's have a look. Meanwhile, Mark Burbage, a fund manager at Burke Steel Precious Metals Fund, says the outlook for gold is looking very positive at the start of 2020, supported by a range of microeconomic and geopolitical factors such as low real investment rates and rising debt levels. So again, one guy's saying it isn't, one guy's saying it is. I'm saying it is. He said gold is only just beginning to climb. He argued that it's still undervalued relative to broader financial assets, and it has only gained a fraction compared to previous cycles. When asked about copper, copper also appears undervalued, obviously with regards to prices, etc., which is a second growth downtrend. Ranging out of view, manager of Meridian Gold and Silver Fund highlighted how copper is cyclical commodity and dependence on end demand of the metal, while gold is a currency rather than the commodity, trading as XAU in foreign exchange markets is only a small percentage of daily turnover to physical. Naylor Leyland said certain factors are bullish for gold and bearish for copper, these being the coronavirus and differences between interest rates and the rate of inflation and stunted demand for copper in China has caused the current commodity situation. Do you believe now it's time to invest in copper companies? Again, we're not going to talk about copper. We're not really looking at it, but there you go. So at least 2 out of possibly 3 out of 2 out of 3 people saying that gold looks fairly bullish for 2020. Let's have a look. Matteo D says British people won. Great time to be alive. Donald New Mexico says Aussie, they're are everywhere. Dutch Silver Pirates says I heard they opened a new mine for silver. Probably did. They always seem to open up new mines. Dutch Silver Pirates says I thought somewhere in Canada, but not sure. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Right, let's look at. We're going to look at platinum, guys. and girls. Well, platinum is actually interesting. Platinum is actually up today, while silver and gold is down. Right, interesting. This is a downtrend. This is a uptrend that I put in place pretty much from, I think it was about end of August, early September. I put this trend line in place. If you have a look here where we've come from, effectively, I think it was just before, it was the Friday, the 20th, 23rd or something like that, before Christmas was the last live stream of last year. And there it is. This trend has been pretty much followed all the way through. We've gone down, we've gone up, we've gone down, we've gone up. What is holding nicely, there's our 20 moving average. What we want to see in regards to bull market is when we see consistent movements above the 20 support. Now, what's happened here, unfortunately, is we've hit a nice high. We broke through. Platinum guys broke through into four figures, which was great. It was fantastic because I've been pressing it since last year. I was like, it's definitely on its way, the four-figure platinum price. And unfortunately, we couldn't hold it. We hit pretty much resistance there, and it was a bit of a sell-off back down to this level. We tried to hold this support line, which was the 20 moving average, which was 985. Couldn't, again, broke down further. When you have these breakdowns further, they're looking for key levels of support in order to move the price back up. So it couldn't find it at the 985 level. However, it's found it at the 958 level, which is exactly what we've seen today. We've seen a good, strong push up. This support line is holding, which is pretty much where the 50 moving average line is. So that's the orange line. It's held off nice and it's bounced up. It's reacted. However, we've got resistance ahead, quite a bit of it. We have areas. This is our resistance area right here. Okay, so that's our main. We got to get above 980 again to start thinking of attacking these are the levels. Then we've got the 9 just below the $1,000 level. There's more resistance there on the way up. So it's still looking pretty good, guys. If I show you this, you're going to be pretty amazed. There's an awesome channel currently for platinum. So what we do is we take off from that one there. Again, we're looking at previous candle movements. I mean, that looks pretty awesome. Got a previous high there. Nice channel forming. We should see some great movements in this area here, particularly now that we've bounced off it. So we've got a nice green candle. We should start to see a bit of consolidation in this area, break through that level there and tackle on, try and get ourselves back up to that $1,000 level for platinum. Aussie Alchemist says, another reason why I'm scratching my head on palladium, apparently a large reserve is sitting under the Klondike area. I didn't know. I think Sullivan Metal did a bit about it. He did have a chat about palladium many times. Either platinum is undervalued or gold is too high. Well, we see gold's always has always hit high levels at the later 1900 level many years ago. It could also mean that cash is what's the word I'm looking for, is overvalued. Then if you were to think of it that way, Donald, if you're putting it at either platinum is undervalued or gold is too high, then the dollar price is too high as far as I'm concerned. I think platinum won't last long if the cars stop using fuel. Well, ideally they'll be using platinum in fuel cell technology. That'll be hybrid vehicles. Donald in New Mexico. Look, guys, in regards to platinum, there is the supply status is slowly shrinking. So just keep that in mind. The current supply levels are dropping off. So eventually it's going to go into a deficit, and then you're going to see some good price movements. Hey, Curran, good to see you. Says gold will be up this year. So many countries and individuals are stacking in gold these tempestuous times, and when gold goes up, silver follows eventually. Well, let's see what the last time silver was leading the the bull run when it came to precious metals. It went up enormously. It gained about $5 in value just on the last run alone. So yeah, I told you, Plat. Mudswat, how you doing? The chart man is back. I also heard not all Catholic converters are the same. Palladium is used for petrol, platinum is used for diesel, or vice versa. I can't remember. That is correct. Platinum is used for catalytic converters, and palladium is used for diesel. However, they are interchangeable. If you look at the characteristics of the two metals, and this is what they were saying, is the price of palladium isn't sustainable for car manufacturers. So eventually they will have to switch over for using platinum because it is cheaper. And if they can shave off, I don't know, $1,500 a car, imagine that. That's some saving. Then they will, and then you'll see some magic happen. Aussie Open says, okay, I'm bullish on platinum. The ask for fallout of palladium. If not, used for fuel cells. Chartman, absolutely. Right, I better just check the time here. I said I was going to try and keep this to half an hour, and we're just over 31 minutes, guys. So more than likely, I'm going to be seeing some slow upward movement. We're probably going to see ourselves trading between 980 and the current level of 960. So there'll be a good $20 movement. Platinum's up 11.50 today. I'm happy about that. $969. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin and see how we are doing on that front before we finish off. Bitcoin. Right, for those that are interested, Bitcoin, $9,300 per token. Just before Christmas, what was the number? I think it was the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. So we were around here somewhere. What's that, $7,000? Imagine buying a token, $7,000, $7,100 just before Christmas, and a month and a half later, you've turned it around and you've gained $2,000 in the space of a month and a half. I think that would be pretty good. RPM says XRP's pumping now also. Well, it's the return of the market, RPM. The market is looking good. Not as good as XRP. Again, we're still looking at XRP valued in cents, whereas Bitcoin's the big money. What we need is XRP above $1, and then you might see things change differently. Dutch Silver Pirate says, I only need fractional. There you go. Kendall Kid, man, how you doing? It's good to see you, Kendall Kid. Kendall Kid's dropped in here. Donald says, Mud stack lithium. There you go. Right, so what we've done is we've seen a good return. Again, I always follow this 20 moving average, guys, and what have I always said? If we're under the 20, we're in a bear market. If we're over the 20, we're in a bull market. And what do you know? We finally came out of the dark here on the 3rd of January. When we pushed up, we built up support. That probably would have been a good sign to have bought in at 7.3. I'm at that particular point in time, I was looking for lower lows, so I still didn't get in. It would have been a great buying opportunity at 6.5. I'm still not currently in. I've missed the boat here. Generally, if you've missed the run, there's no point buying in at the top here, because that's when you're going to see your ass, basically, is if you're buying at 9,300 a token. And looking at the way this is going here, we might see some consolidation to the side here, but we could also see a drop. We might see, personally, I'm thinking we should see a retest of this area here. And that's the 20-day moving average. I reckon about 8.8, 8.9. I'm going to see this kind of pull back down to this level. You can see it's trying to push higher, but it's being rejected. We've got a little doji forming there. We've got 3.5 hours into the daily here. So we could see a retest looking for support. And because we have support in this area, that's due to this area here, that we've got a decent level of support. However, to break up higher than this point here is going to be a tricky one. And that's because of here. Look at where it's lying, guys. There is enormous amounts of resistance in this area. And that's why the reason I'm thinking there's more of a chance of a slight pullback rather than a build up from the zone. If we crack this fairly easy, I'm going to be very impressed. I'm probably going to see a pullback down to this level here. I might consider getting in at that level. I'm going to see how it plays out. We've also got major resistance at this area here. And we've also got major resistance down in this area here. There's tons of it. You can see it. So it's no easy ride as far as I'm concerned when it comes to Bitcoin at the moment. It certainly would be great to see it break that 10K. I just don't think it's going to happen straight away. We might have to see a pullback down before we build up support and to go back up. Bitcoin 9,334, or just over $9,300. Aussie Open says Bitcoin submarine hit resistance, dive. Absolutely. I don't know to what level. It's currently in a bull cycle at the moment, so I don't think it's going to fall as much as everyone is sort of looking for. I'd love for it to go back down to about the 7.5 level, and I would probably consider getting in at that level down here. You can clearly see there's a good level of support there at 7.5. There's also a good level of support here at 7.8. There's also a good level of support at 8.2. So there's multiple levels of support here, and it'd be great to even get back in at 8,000. I think would be a good buy currently with this market sentiment. Kid, that's under spot. SL79 percentage gains. Why chase a sinking ship? I don't get it. Absolutely. Fake money, says Silver Pirate. Right, that's where it leaves. That's the end of the stream, guys. I really appreciate everyone for dropping in. It's always great to have a chat to you, everybody here. Donald from New Mexico said, I saw a Mexican 50 peso gold is over $2,000. That's normally announced in a quarter or something, if I'm not mistaken, Donald. They're normally big pieces. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody. Really appreciate it. I'm just going to go down all the way here. I haven't even checked the amount of likes that are currently on the video, so if everyone could just hit the like button on the way out, that's fantastic. Have a great day, Silver Limey. Been listening, just busy working. Well, thanks for dropping in earlier on there, Starbuck Jeff. Hopefully I don't want to keep too many of you. It's been 37 minutes already. I'm going to try and keep the new streams to about 30 minutes, just so people can jump in. They don't have to spend all day here. It certainly is a pleasure seeing everybody. Thumbs up to you all, I think, is probably what I'd like to give everybody. And guys, I'll see you on the next one. We'll probably, I might see how it goes. I've got quite a bit on for the next month. My work hours at the moment are kind of crazy. I've got some more videos I want to try and do. I'm also moving as well. So there's quite a substantial amount to do. So I'll try and fit some videos in as soon as I can. But always a pleasure. And I'll see you all on the next one. No, don't go, says Mudswat. I got it. I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Reminds me, before I go, cheers, Mudswat, Starbuck JeffNcoins, Donald, New Mexico. We got Kendall Kid, Starbuck JeffNcoins, Dutch Silver Pirate, Stephen Parsons. How you doing? John Avoof. We got Aussie Alchemist. A few shout outs before we finish. RPM, good to see you as well, my friend. Dutch Silver Pirate. Donald, New Mexico. AU Currents. We'll do one more there. Mateo D, you're the last one for the day. I'm out of here. Bye for now.